Namaste. So we shall take up gem from Savitri. Long time we haven't taken it. And we'll read a little passage from the little mind. The little mind is the mind of physical, vital and mental mind. Basically, all that we know today as mind, human mind, in its present constitution, as it stands today with reason at the apex, is the little mind, though we think it is the greater mind. And beyond this little mind, there are ranges of consciousness, of forms of cognition, ways of knowing through inspiration, intuition, illumination, revelation, insight, etc., etc., which is the greater mind. And beyond the greater mind is the overmind and the supermind. But we believe reason is the apex. So here Sri Aurobindo takes a very interesting dig at it. This comes toward the end of the kingdom and godheads of the little mind, and this is to bring into us humility. Ignorance is not a problem. I mean, universally it is afflicted. It is the cause of problem. But ignorance alone means we realize we are ignorant, so we try to move towards knowledge. But when ignorance becomes arrogance, then there is a problem. So Sri Aurobindo is putting things in its place. And the place is page 257. In this small mould of infant mind and sense, Sri Aurobindo is not speaking about infants. Infants' mind and sense. We too are infant. Infant mind and sense. Why even senses? Because they don't register. They don't show us the real thing. All the time these senses are throwing up images which are nothing but a veiling or a shadow or a reflection or a distortion of reality. Because they are limited. Why we cannot see reality straight away? Because imagine reality is that out of which billions of stars and universes have sprung forth. To see that reality, we have to be ready, prepared. And over a period of time, then too, it is only by the grace that one can have a glimpse of it. And a hurried glimpse of it. Because as Sri Aurobindo says, most people glimpse it hurriedly while passing through the porch. The reality is inside. But imagine you are passing through the porch of a building. Hurriedly they have a glimpse, and that's enough. Because if one sees it, one cannot just stay anymore, one is drawn into it. In this small mold of infant mind and sense, desire is a child heart's cry, crying for bliss. So just as we tell a child, chocolate, it's okay, but you can't forever eat chocolates. You can't be having toys all the time to play, no? You have to play with real things. So also we, even as grown-ups, often I use this image, when parents say, this child cries so much for this and that, I say, you also cry. Only thing is you replace the little toy with a big toy. Instead of a toy car, you are buying a car which is a toy. So this is the difference. But from the divine point of view, it's a child heart crying for bliss. Child hearts crying for bliss. That's why people say, why God is so cruel, why He doesn't listen to us. For Him, it is a child's cry for bliss. But the child does not know that this is not how it is going to get bliss. So many times the divine denies us what we are asking. And we think He is cruel. But He says it's okay. Like parents, they say it's okay. Today you may blame me, but when you grow up, you will understand. I am by no means saying that start depriving and denying your children of everything. But the essence is this. A reason only a toy's artificer. Who has made this toy? Reason. Oh, science has done marvelous things. If you really look at it, what has it really done? Most of the time it is toys. Including the organ transplant. One of the highest things that science has achieved is in medical science, where you can replace a heart, you can make heart-lung machines. They are still toys. Why they are toys? They are... What really is a toy? Toy is it is a replica of something else. We think that by playing with it, I will get joy, and sometimes you can get temporary joy. But the real thing is still eluding. The power of life, the force of life, the energy of life, which is in its origin. These are just mechanical devices, and you replace one mechanical device with another. So again, to some of my doctor friends, I say the same thing, that we are much like the person who replaces one fuse and changes it with the other fuse. But we yet do not have the structure, the wiring of our brain that can receive the higher light, higher truth without breaking down. So this wiring has to be changed. That is beyond the scope of modern science. A rule maker in a strange stumbling game. So what reason does it makes rules? And all these rules, it's a stumbling game, so you don't know. Like you make a rule and play football. So what rules you can make? If you make so many times foul, there'll be red card, yellow card, all this. Still there are people who will make a foul and you won't get to know. And still you cannot absolutely control everything. That okay, how many fouls you will make, the person can, even unwittingly, because everything in the game, the reason cannot control. So there are limits to which, and so he says, a rule maker in a strange stumbling game. But she, her dwarf aids, knew whose confident sight a bounded prospect took for the far goal. So who are the dwarf aids of reason? They are the senses. So ultimately reason depends on what? The senses reporting. So based on that, all our studies, statistics, data is based on the senses. So based on that, it draws inferences and conclusions. When repeatedly something, it sees that cause and effect, it says this is true. But cause and effect itself is a habit. That it cannot surmise. Death is a habit. Can that habit be undone? Yes, at a higher level, if you look at it, it can be undone. The process, however difficult, but there will be a process. If we find the process, it can be undone. So, but there is a very interesting correspondence between Dilip Kumar Roy and Sri Aurobindo. So he speaks about this. It's a funny correspondence about an ass, and Sri Aurobindo says, yes, I understand about your over-conscientious ass, but who told you that you can change an ass into a man if you know the process? You need to know the process. So you cannot say impossible. There is a way. After all, entire evolution is that process. So if you know the process, how to create life, you can create life. Because everything in manifestation is a question of process. But reason fixes limits. And thereby it says this is not possible. A bounded prospect. The world she has made is an interim report. So somebody goes at Durga Pandal and Durgaji's Murti is being prepared. And as it goes, it says, you know what they are preparing there? It is, I don't know, it's a strange, some hay sticks are coming out here and there. Looks like maybe some human beings, something they are making. Every day she is coming and telling. Somebody who is going and watching. And reason is believing. One day when the Durga Murti is ready, the idol is ready, then you discover, oh my God, this was being made. So, interim report. Interim report means the world is still in the making. The mistake that we make is we believe it's a finished product. It is not. If it's a finished product, then we can pass judgments. But something which is still in the making, still in the process of evolving, we cannot say. The world she has made is an interim report of a traveler towards the half-found truth in things. Who is the traveler? The traveler is a soul. And reason is, based on its 8 senses, is making a report. Oh, this is so horrible. This is useless. Who made this? It's a vanity of vanities. And we end up like, this world is so horrible, so bad. God, you did a bad job. Poor show. So now, but we can't blame God. No, it is like, बीमार पड़ने से कॉल उन्हीं को करेंगे. So what do? We say, you are basically good. Problem is with human beings, their karma. So what is the way out? Leave this world and go away. There is, it's not God's mistake. Sri Aurobindo is the only one who with tremendous courage and that integral wisdom harmonizes this almost an irreconcilable gap in human thought, in human spiritual thought. So God is the perfect and pure one, which is true. This world which is imperfect and impure cannot be God. Not realizing this world is God in the making. This is the mistake that we have made, that human beings are final. So, the world she has made is an interim report, what reason has built, of a traveler towards the half-found truth in things, moving twixt nescience and nescience. What we call as knowledge, it's like all the different, like in medicine I can give this. So, sorry, I mean, that's the commonest. So, allopathy, interim knowledge. So, suddenly you'll say, Ayurveda, we have the complete truth. That is also interim knowledge. Then homeopathy says, we have the final truth, interim knowledge. All man-made knowledge and man-received knowledge is incomplete, imperfect. That's what I keep telling, that if it was complete and perfect, there was no need of yoga and transformational. Sri Aurobindo doing this tapasya was not necessary if we had the final answer. We don't have. So they are all interim. So nescience and nescience. This is half knowledge, this is also half knowledge. This is ignorance, this is also ignorance. So this is what he is revealing to us. Why? Now comes the Brahma Vakya. How to define? We can't define the indefinable. But Brahman is defined by this. That knowing which all else can be known. All else can be known. Yasmin vigyate vigyati sarvam. If you know Brahman, you will know water, you will know the world, you will know human beings, everything. So here he is revealing that great truth. For nothing is known while aught remains concealed. Even if one bit you don't know, you can't know. The truth is known only when all is seen. So this we should remember and keep moving towards that perfect vision of the whole. And what is that perfect vision? Yesterday we read in Savitri those lines. What was that perfect vision? All time becomes a single body, space a single look. When we arrive at that status, which is the status of the, supermind, which is what is the goal of humanity eventually at some point of time, then we will see this world very differently, understand its logic very differently. Right now we don't, because we don't know, we are all in the making. So we pass hasty judgments. This person, this event, that event. But if you see the totality, and not totality in a static way. Static totality is things as they are, but things are still manifesting. They are still perfecting. They are yet to take full shape. Then we will understand what this world truly is. Till then, we should suspend all our final judgments. Judgments should be temporary, necessary to navigate through life, and at the same time strive towards that greater knowledge in which all can be known. Namaste.